All right, guys, today we're working on this booklet again. So you guys already did the domain and range portion. We're now gonna focus on the increase, decrease, constant portion of this features of functions booklet, okay? So I wanna focus on just these three definitions. You guys can pause this video if you need to kind of write this stuff down, but you need to write this down. Increasing, so any part of the section of a function, right? So we got functions on graphs. Any section of that function that goes up, and again, we're always reading it from left to right, that is an increase. And when we write our notation, we're gonna use x values from left to right. You'll see what I mean. When you look at a function, if any part, any section of the function is going down from left to right, it's decreasing. And again, to describe that when we write our answers down, right, we're going to use x values from left to right. Constant, any part of a function, any section of a function that is flat, that's gonna be constant. And we're gonna use our x values from left to right. And that's it, guys, okay? Nice three simple definitions. Now let's jump right into this. Okay, so open up your booklet. We have 4 problems here. I kind of put some colors already on here, but here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna color code the graph, and then we're gonna go ahead and put our answers. So increasing, we're doing blue. So I look from left to right. So if I was running along this line from left to right, if I had a little stick figure running along this line, well, it's running downhill, so that's not increasing. And at this point, it changes and it looks like we start going up. So this is increasing right there. Now, this portion, if we're running downhill, we already said this one, this one's decreasing. And this graph does not have any constant, there's no flat spots, okay? So let's go ahead and write our answers. For this increasing portion, right? So this increase, this blue portion right here, it starts increasing, and again, we read it from left to right. So it starts increasing, and we're using x values only, not the y values. We use the x values. It starts increasing at 1, okay? And again, it's part of a line, so we're gonna go ahead and use that bracket there. And then increases, increases, increasing. It stops increasing here on this little timeline going left to right, and that's at x value 3. And that's a closed dot. So that's gonna go ahead and be a bracket. So it increases from 1 to 3. Decrease, we're gonna take care of this red portion of the line, right? It started decreasing right here at this moment. That's when we started walking downhill. And again, we're not using the y value, we are going to use the x value, so -4. Now, in your notes here, look, infinity signs, these open dots here, you're going to use a parenthesis for that one, it's not included. Goes down, 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 and again, it stops right here, and that is at x value of 1. And that's part of the line, so it is a bracket. As far as constant goes, we already said, there are no flat spots, so it's not even available. And that's it, guys. Gotta be a little more careful, here we go. I'm just gonna keep going down this line, I'm just gonna follow that same order. Increasing, well, let's look at this graph here. It looks like this part of the line right here, if you're a stick figure walking from left to right, you're gonna be climbing up this hill. That is an increasing spot right there. I do not see any portions of this line that are going down from left to right, but I do see some flat spots. I see a flat spot here, and I see a flat spot up here, so I'll use that in green. And remember, these have arrows on them, which means goes forever. So keep that in mind when we get these answers. So here we go. Increase. This blue section right here. It has a start and a stop. It starts right here. From left to right, here's where the blue portion starts. And I'm gonna use the x value, -3. It's part of a line, so it gets a bracket. Go up, 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 up. It stops increasing at this moment, and that's an x value of -1. Again, that's part of a line, so it is a bracket. We already said there's no spots in this graph where it's going downward from left to right, so it has no, whoa, I kind of like threw all that together, that's fine. Not available, there is no answer for decrease in this problem. Now for constant, we're gonna have 2 answers here. We're gonna have 2 parts of the line where it's constant, so we're gonna have 2 answers. Let's tackle this one first, then we'll do this portion second. So this one, where does this section start being constant? Well, this arrow means it goes on forever. So I really don't know where it starts because it can go on forever because that's what arrow means. So, and we're going left forever. So that's number line X, that's left. So that's -infinity. It starts, we have no clue because it goes super far back. But I know that constant, it stops being constant right here at -3. And that's part of a line, so that's a bracket. So it goes left forever, that's negative infinity, gets a parenthesis. It stops being constant at this first section at -3, bracket. Now, for my other answer, here is constant up here as well, right? Well, this one from left to right, it starts being constant right here. This section starts right here at -1. That is a 1, guys, sorry. I don't know what I was trying to do right there, but that is a 1. That's a -1 right there. That's a sloppy one. Whatever, we'll forget about it. So it starts being constant here, and then it's, again, constant forever, but we're going towards the right, so it's going to be a positive infinity, and that's parenthesis. Done deal. That's it. I'm just going to go in order of the graph now because, you know, see if you guys catch on anyway. So looking at this graph, well, this first portion of the graph is flat. This is constant. Then at this point, it's clearly going down from left to right. So this is going to be decreasing. And don't forget that there's an arrow here, so it decreases forever, right? It's going down forever. So here we go. Let's represent that with our answers now. Increasing, there isn't any. No spots on this graph where it's going up from left to right. Decreasing, well, actually we'll go in the order of the graph here. We'll change it up for, you know, some people who want me to change it up. This first part, we had 2 sections of the graph. We had said constant. The second portion was decreasing. So let's just do this one first. It was constant, starts here at -4. That's a closed dot, so it gets a bracket. It was constant, all up until this point, -1, bracket, because it's part of a line. And that's it. Now at this point, -1, that's where it started my decreasing section. So I'm going to start -1 here. And then was decreasing actually forever, right? Now be careful. When we're talking about the x, it's technically going towards the right, not the left when it comes to x values. So it's decreasing forever in the positive x direction, so that's positive infinity. And that's it. That is it. Last graph. Even though this one has an arrow on it, that means it does go forever in that direction. When we read this graph, we're reading it from left to right, and when I look at it, if I do, this thing is decreasing. It's going down from, if you're a stick figure walking, you're going downhill. It's going down this entire way. Actually, this whole graph decreases, okay? Looks like it might, if it would have kept going, maybe it would become constant, but it's decreasing this entire time. It started from who knows where because it goes on forever, but it was decreasing the entire time. Don't let the arrow fool you. Now, what does this mean? This means that there's not one part of this graph where it goes up from left to right. So, not available. There's no spot on this graph where it's constant. There's no flat spots. Not available. But it does decrease. And again, we don't know when it starts because this line goes on forever. And that's going left when you're talking about the x-axis, right? It's going left. So that's negative infinity. We have no clue where it starts at, parenthesis. But it stops decreasing right here at 3. But again, because it's an open dot, it will actually be a parenthesis. And that's it, guys. It's super simple. The colors, right? Color coding, the increase and decrease of constant will help you out a lot. But rewatch the video if you need to. This is probably the most fun I had my entire life. Hope you guys feel the same way. Stay out to stay safe. Be awesome.